Educational policies are created at national, state and school levels. They exist to set standards of quality for teaching and learning and the safety of learners and staff. They describe the expected behavior of staff and learners and aim to help schools meet the educational needs of all learners fairly and consistently. Studies have described the structure and functional capacity of the bacterial microbiome in the healthy state and in a variety of disease states. Downstream analyses of the functional interactions between the host and its microbiome are starting to provide mechanistic insights into these interactions. Certainly one of the important values of literature is that it nourishes our emotional lives. Ineffective literary work may seem to speak directly to us, especially if we are ripe for it. We can be moved to laugh, cry, dream, or rage with a character by simply turning the page instead of turning our lives upside down. There is a fast-growing collection of data describing the structure and functional capacity of the microbiome in a variety of conditions available to the research community for consideration and further exploration. Policies outline responsibilities and make a school's position clear on important topics. Policies also include step-by-step procedures to help educators manage everyday responsibilities and less common situations effectively and safely. Teachers have a responsibility to understand and follow a school's policies and procedures. The human microbiome is composed of bacteria, archaea, viruses and eukaryotic microbes that reside in and on our bodies. These microbes have tremendous potential to impact our physiology, both in health and in disease. Schools and teachers have a special responsibility to safeguard the welfare of children in their care, for example, to make sure they are happy, healthy and safe. This means protecting them from all types of abuse, whether emotional, physical, sexual, or through neglect. Over the centuries, the holiday evolved, and by the 18th century, gift-giving and exchanging handmade cards on Valentine's Day had become common in England. Handmade Valentine's cards made of lace, ribbons, and featuring cupids and hearts eventually spread to the American colonies. The tradition of Valentine's cards did not become widespread in the United States, however, until the 1850s. The first thing to think about when searching for information online is the search terms or keywords you put into a search engine. You need to be clear about what exactly you are searching for. Imagine you want to find some drama activities to motivate your learners to use more spoken English. The tremendous expansion of information collected on the human microbiome in recent years is highlighted by data generated through several large-scale endeavors to characterize the human microbiome. Large classes are a reality all around the world, and they present a number of challenges. There are more people to manage. The more learners you have, the more ages, abilities, interests, motivations, needs and learning preferences there are. There are more people to get to know and more assessments to do. While we have gained a deep understanding of the structure and dynamics of the microbiome in healthy humans, this effort is complicated by significant variability in the population, modest variability over time within an individual, and uncertainty over the most meaningful ways to characterize the microbiota. Behavior management plays an important role in creating positive, happy and safe environments in which learners can learn and teachers can teach. Behavior, whether positive or negative, is learned. Therefore, teachers can use strategies to encourage children to self-regulate and work cooperatively with others. The gender-digital divide was also clear in many countries, with parents viewing the digital sphere as an unsafe place for their teenage girls, as well as girls not necessarily using digital to its full potential. There also seems to be a generational digital divide. Who decides what to learn, how to learn and how to assess that learning? For most learners, the answer to these questions is the teacher. Teachers have a lot of power over learners, But this power can be shared so everyone benefits. Empowered learners have a say in what happens and choices to make. When lessons are meaningful and learning outcomes are achievable, learners want to participate. After characterizing microbial community membership and dynamics, it is critical to understand the functional activities that ultimately affect host physiology. Gut microbiota are integral to host digestion and nutrition, and they can generate nutrients from substrates that are otherwise indigestible by the host. Teachers of large classes face a number of challenges. There are more people to manage. The more learners you have, the more ages, abilities, interests, motivations, needs and learning preferences there are. There are more people to get to know and more assessments to do. But it is not all bad news. Interactions between the microbiota and the host immune system are numerous, complex, and bidirectional. The immune system must learn to tolerate the commensal microbiota and respond appropriately to pathogens, and in turn the microbiota is integral to educating the immune system to function properly. Collaborative work happens when learners participate proactively in a group with a shared purpose. Effective collaboration requires learners to build positive working relationships, share their skills and knowledge, and engage in respectful dialogue. There is great interest in elucidating how the microbiota can influence immune homeostasis inside and outside the gut, as this process has important implications for the pathogenesis and treatment of inflammatory disorders and a growing list of diseases linked to inflammation. In this section, we highlight a few of the recent findings on the role of the microbiota in particular diseases or conditions, but we cannot touch on all of the emerging findings in a multitude of other diseases both inside and outside the gut, including but not limited to cancer, obesity, and diabetes. English plays various roles, including providing access to the internet, higher education and employment opportunities. However, in some countries, the most urgent need is perhaps not for English, but foundational literacy in young people's home language. With more people come more experiences and opinions to share. With the teacher less able to give learners individual attention, learners become more independent and develop peer support networks. Whichever way you look at it, large classes are not going away anytime soon. The reports show a variety of social issues which impact on the lives of adolescent girls in each country. These issues are culturally sensitive, and the most appropriate ways that they can be highlighted and discussed are specific to each country. Behavior management plays an important role in creating positive, happy and safe environments in which learners can learn and teachers can teach. Behavior management policies help set the expected standards, provide advice for teachers, and ensure that any problems are managed fairly and consistently. Relationships are at the heart of good behavior management. Learners are more likely to respond to discipline when they have had positive interactions with a teacher, and are less likely to break the rules when they respect them. When discipline is necessary, effective teachers respond in calm and respectful ways that do not embarrass the learners. This is a very exciting time in the study of the microbiome due to recent technological advancements and rapidly accumulating knowledge. Large-scale efforts have described in great detail the constituents of the healthy human microbiome and its functional capacity.